Hi everyone, today's art journal prompt is graffiti style, grunge style, requested by Weenie. She's apparently got an idea, but I'm just going to throw paint around. I'm not using my normal size mixed media paper this week either. I'm going to use the whole sheet. This is approximately, well, just under 11.5 inches by 8.25, and then I shall cut it down to size. I'll decide which area of the page I like best, and I'll attach that to my journal, and then hopefully I'll have some left over that I can use for ATCs, etc. But what I'm going to do, I've got, you can't see it here, but I've got a selection of all different types of paints. I've got some of the enamel paints that I bought from the scrap store. I've got various colours of acrylics, and this is just going to be completely intuitive. I really am making it up as I go along, but I'm starting off with some of this magenta colour. In fact, is it called magenta? Let's have a look and see if I can find, yeah, it is magenta. And I've also got a graduate acrylic in cad yellow, and so I'm just going to put some of this on my page like that, and I'm going to use credit cards to spread the paint around. In fact, actually what I ought to do is just delve under my desk and grab a piece of drop paper to save me having to mop up my mat. Hang on, let's just check that I'm in frame for you. There we go. So as I say, I'm grabbing a credit card, and I am just going to spread some of this paint around, and we'll just see very much what we end up with. Oh, you see, I really like how that yellow is mixing with the magenta. I'm going to add some more magenta down here, I think. Oh, come out. Oh, that was a bit too much, but never mind. And as I say, we'll just see what we end up with. And I just want to try and build up a load of layers. There we go, and I think I shall give that a dry. Right, that's still wet, and I'm going to come in with a bit of blue. I might add some lighter blue as well on the outside. Let's have a look. What have we got here that we can use? Let's use some of this paler blue. Oh, this one hasn't even been opened. This is one of the ones that I got from the scrap store. So let's add a little bit of that, and we'll see what that looks like. So again, I'm just going to, add this. Oh, you see, I love that. Add a bit more. And I just really like applying it this way as well. And I'm really after the grunge. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, that looks like a big hot mess, that's what I am trying to achieve. So right, now I'm going to give this a dry. Right, this has had a quick dry, and I absolutely love how this looks already, really grungy. I like the fact that I've got a couple of bits of white poking through as well. Now I've grabbed some stencils. I've got this one here that Mika made me, and I just want to add some detail with this one here first. I'm going to use this enamel acrylic. What colour is this? Does it say Calypso Blue? Just love this colour, and I've got some of this in the background already. I'm going to try and apply it like this. No, that's not going to work. Right, let's just use my finger instead. I'm just wondering whether I should use, no, I'm going to stick with the, oh, you see, I really like that, and I think we'll have some down here as well. So I'm just using my finger. I love these homemade stencils that Mika made. It must have taken her absolutely ages to have cut them out. Right, okay, happy with that. And what I think I'm going to do as well is just use the paint that's on the other side as a stamp. There we go, I like that. And then we can add some over here too, just so that we're not wasting any paint, and it just adds a bit more interest as well. There we go, I like that. So I'm going, in fact, whilst I've got some paint left too, where should we add that? Let's just do some stamping with my finger. And where else shall I add it? like that. And it's just, this is just so random. As I say, I've got no plan. I'm trying not to overthink it. Right, okay, I'm going to give that a dry. Okay, so this is what I've got so far, and I just love it. And just to show you as well, I'm scraping off all of the leftover paint onto this piece of mixed media paper. I originally scraped off the red and the yellow that I used in the background, and then I've just used my finger with the leftover turquoise, and then I've put some yellow paint, I'm not sure whether you can see it, just above my piece here in yellow, and I've just flattened it out with a palette knife and just scraped that off as well. So I'm building up another piece here. Oh, and I don't know whether you can see that I've also just mopped up with a wipe that was lying on my desk the excess paint that was on the stencil that I used earlier as well. So there we go, that's how we're looking. We're building up some layers. Now, I've got a couple of mark making tools. These are just things that I've picked up over the years from the scrap store, and I think I'm going to start off with this one here. It looks as if it's from some kind of biscuit packaging or something like that, and that's why I've flattened out the yellow, because I just want to add some overlap this turquoise here, and just add some more interest with the yellow, and I just want to build up various layers. And I didn't want it too gloopy, which is why I flattened it out. And I'm just being really random about this. I am trying to just use materials that I've got lying around the home, rather than using commercial stuff. I probably will use some commercial stuff, but I'm trying to use what I have as well. So just really trying to introduce just bits of colour, sort of as and where. There we go. And then what colour do I want to do next? I'm going to give this a dry, and I'm drying in between just because I just don't want to smudge what I've already got and spoil things. Okay, so that's what we've got so far, and then that's how this page looks. I've just stamped off some of the excess yellow on here too, so we're building up some nice layers on this one, and then I also scraped off some of the excess yellow on this original page that I used here. So I've got quite a few things going on. Hang on, I've just managed to get some on my finger as well. Now I've put down some of the, is this the blue azure? And I want to add some circles. So I just want to come over here in another shade of blue that is just ever so slightly darker than the blue I've already got. So I'm going to use my finger again, and I'm just going to add some circles like this. And I like this stencil here because they're nicely spaced apart. And I think that will do. So, oh, you see, I just love how that looks, and I'm going to do the same over here too. So I'm going to pop that down there. And so I'm just building up layers of colours, and again, I'm using lots of different shades of the same colours as well, just so that, you know, with this, because it's graffiti, we can get as busy as we like, but I do want some kind of order. There we go, that should do that. There we are. And so I shall give this a dry, and again use up the leftover paint on my other two pieces. I just want to come in again now with some more blue. This time it's the DecoArt Dazzling Metallics, and I am just going to use this piece of plastic packaging here as a stamp. And again, I'm just going to overlap what I've already got. Whoops daisy, going to try and do it in a bit of a cluster. There we go. And I'll have some more over here. There we go, I like that. And I think I'm happy as far as the blues are concerned. So let's bring this one back here. So this is the piece of drop paper that I started off with. So again, I'm just going to show you, I'm just using up any of the leftover paint. I'm not thinking about it, I am just slapping it down, and this is how I'm developing my background layers. This is how this one's looking. And again, just don't think about it. Just use up any of your leftover paint and just slap it down. And the more random you are, the better. There we go. I just love how this looks. And now I'm going to come in with one of these kids stencils, and I've got some black gesso, and I'm just using one of these flat stencil brushes. And where should we have it? I think we'll have it here. So I'm just going to pounce. Let's lift that up. Yep, I'm happy with how that looks, and I'm just going to add this in a few random places. I need some more gesso. Where have I put the black gesso? I've got a mixture because I've been using the enamel paints. The enamel paints are quite shiny, whereas of course the gesso is very matte, and so I've got lots of different textures going on here, and I like how that looks. So now I'm going to use all the leftover paint. In fact, no, what I'll do, let me just move that out of the way. Where I've got the paint on this side here, I'm just going to add it like this. And let me just grab a piece of baby wipe or something. Let's see if we get an impression. Oh, that's cool. And we can try it over here too. Right, so that's what we've got, and I've decided that I'm going to add the smaller stencil, but I am going to use white gesso just to try and sort of lift and brighten it. I think if I went over with black, you just wouldn't see the layers, so I'm going to use white, and I'm going to overlap what is already there. So again, I'm using one of these stencil brushes. Let's have a look and see what that looks like. Yeah, that's cool. And we can just alternate which orientation we have this. In fact, I think I don't want to smudge what I've already got. I think I'll do it like that. Sorry if I'm moving this around a bit. It's smudged a bit, but that's fine. It really doesn't matter. Now, this is what I've got so far, and I think I'm going to cut it to size. I've been playing around with my ruler and just having a look to try and decide which bit I like best, and I think I'm going to cut this at 7 by 7.5, like that, and then we can decide what else we want to do with it. Oh my gosh, I just absolutely love this, and I love that piece too, and this little scrap. Oh, it just looks so gorgeous. Now, I've decided that I want to add some lightness in this area here, and so I'm going to use some of the enamels again. This is the Calypso Blue, and so I'm just going to put a bit out on my craft mat, not too much, and I'm going to use the edge of a cut down credit card, and I'm just going to add some lines like this. Again, I just think this sort of is really in keeping with graffiti style, but just introduces a bit more of that light blue. And I think I want to add some down here too. And I'm not sure whether I want to add some circles. I think I'll give that a dry. First of all, I am just going to scrape this off. Let's have that there and there. There we go. And I think I've got a slightly thinner piece of credit card, and I think I'm going to add a bit up here too, just some slightly thinner lines. Yeah, I like how that looks. I'm happy with the difference that that blue has made, and I've decided I want to come in with a little bit more white, and so I've got a nail brush, and I'm just going to add some here like this. I want some here, just to try and sort of brighten it in some of the darker areas. So again, trying to be a bit random about it. And then I think I'd quite like just a little bit here, like that. Maybe some I just really like how that looks, and I want to overlap some of these blue circles as well. Oh, I do like that. Okay, so let's have a think. What shall we do next? I think I'm getting to a stage now where this is looking sort of busy enough, and I just love the way it looks, and so I think we're coming to an end. Now, I think I'm done with this. I just love how it looks, and I don't want to spoil it, but I do want to add some kind of border. So I've got some of the white gesso again, and I think I am just going to add just a little bit like this on the outside where I've already got this white, because I just love how that looks. There we go, I like that. Yeah, I'm going to give that a dry, and then we'll grab some black. Okay, so finally I'm just going to use one of my Prima oil pastels, and I'm just going to add a border to the outside in black, rubbing it in with my finger in the same way that you've seen me do over the last couple of weeks actually, but I just think it'll go quite well. Really fine bit to where I've added the white. And so I am going to have a think about a quote, whether I want to use one or not. I might not. Let's just add a bit more black down here. I like that. Ooh, grunge it up a bit more. Yep, like the way that looks. Should we do the same in this corner here? Yep, like that. So as I say, I'm just going to have a think about whether I want to add any kind of quote and glue it into my journal. And here we are, here's my finished page. I just absolutely love how this page has turned out. All I've done is added a few of the Tim Holtz chit chat words: be fearless, hold tight and pretend it's a plan, and be original. And that's it. I just love the colours. Oh, just love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Weenie. And then let me just show you all the papers I've got left over. So that's the original piece of A3 copier paper that I had down underneath my page. Then of course I brought in another piece of mixed media paper, and I've been adding to that just a piece of scrap paper here, and then of course these are the leftover scraps from this piece here. So we've got that one there, and then this one here, and you can see where I've added the leftover paint from the nail brush and the credit card. Just absolutely love those. I don't know what I shall do with them, but they're just it's just eye candy, isn't it, for the time being. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I really do hope that you'll give this a try. It's just so freeing. You just don't have to think about it. Just do it. So if you like that, I would really appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up, because of course it just lets YouTube know that you like what I'm doing, and let me know what you think in the comments below. And I really look forward to seeing what everybody else decides to create for this graffiti grunge urban prompt. And as always, if anybody would like to join a supportive art journal group, I'll leave the link to our Facebook group Art Journal Prompts in the description box below. So take care everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.